Hi, I'm Christy with Homeschooling in Progress. Are you looking for a way to share poetry with your children, but a way that makes it easy to share poetry with your children? Well, you're in luck because in this video, I'm going to share with you how to easily use a poetry tea time as a way to introduce your children to poetry and to get them to appreciate it. So, poetry tea time, it sounds all fancy, but it's not. It's a super easy way, a nice relaxing way to share the experience of poetry with your kids. Now, how do you set it up? Well, to do that, it's probably a lot easier than you're thinking. The first thing you want to do is decide what poem you want to use. Now, you can use a poetry book, or you can just print off a poem online and just get that ready. Then you can make up some fun treats for the kids, or just go to the store and buy a thing of cookies. That's not going to matter. The kids are going to love it just because it's something new and exciting and different. And so it doesn't really matter, you don't need to spend hours making these cute little sandwiches and scones and all of that. You can, but you don't have to. It can be as easy as heating up some tea, or, if they don't like tea, then maybe you do some lemonade, just something fancy. And maybe serve it in fancy cups. We found our cups at a thrift store. I was able to find a whole set for $15. So, they don't need to be super expensive china. They don't need to be super fancy. In fact, I encourage you to go to the thrift store to get the cups, because then if they spill and break, you're not going to be devastated that you broke great grandma's fine china. So, go to the thrift store, they don't even have to match, just something fun and fancy for the kids, and they will love it. Buy some cookies or make some cookies, or, use it as a lunchtime and make some sandwiches. I like to go and get a chicken salad from the deli and put it on croissants. The kids absolutely love it. And it took me 10 minutes at the store to go buy and put on the croissants, and that's it. So super easy. Then set up the table really nicely. Maybe put out a tablecloth. Make your kids feel like this is something special. And they really will. My kids love tea time. Then when you're all ready, everyone can go and sit down, enjoy your snacks and your drink, your tea or your lemonade, and just read the poem. Or if you have a poetry book, maybe you read a couple. And that's it. You can ask your kids what they think about it if you'd like. You can share different phrases you really enjoyed hearing. I like to ask the kids, what pictures come up in their mind when they're listening to it, just to kind of get them to think a little hard, to listen a little harder and think about it when I'm reading the poetry to them. But this is not a time to sit and analyze every word of the poem. It's not a time to, break it down. And no, this is just a time to enjoy it. So don't put a whole, big thing into it. Just read it. Talk about it. And that's it. It is so easy. Now, if you're looking for some good books to include, you may just want to pick an artist and choose one of their books. Here I have Robert Frost, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening, and it just has his poem with a different picture on each page. Very, very nice, perfect for the winter time. Or they also have these wonderful, show all of them here. We have all of these poetry for young people, and this is just a sampling of some of them. They have a ton of them, but we have some with Robert Frost that we've read, and Longfellow, just some of American poetry, and then William Shakespeare. And so you can pick, you can study a certain artist or a certain poet and just pick some of their poems to read each time you do this. Maybe you do, a month of poetry with Robert Frost. And so each week when you do a poetry tea time, you read one of his poems or two of his poems. The front of the books talk about the poet's life a little bit. So, you can spend some time doing that. Or maybe you talk about the poet during your morning basket time, and then you just enjoy the poems during a poetry tea time. Now, when should you do the poetry tea time? That's up to you and your family, whenever it fits in well. Some people like to do it in the morning as like a morning snack. Others like to do it maybe more as an actual tea time in the afternoons. I like to do it on a Friday afternoon. It's a great way to end the week. It's just a very relaxing and calm and just such a wonderful way to end the week with my kids, sitting and enjoying snacks and appreciating poetry. So I encourage you to give it a try. I guarantee you and your kids will love this time together. And just make it as easy as possible so that it's something that you look forward to doing as often as you can. Thank you for watching. Happy homeschooling.